Hello and welcome back to Reading with Mo. Today I wanted to share with you guys the books that I'm planning on attempting to read in the month of July. I have a little bit of traveling to do in the month of July, but I think that I will be able to still fit in a good amount of reading for July. So let's go ahead and talk about first the books that I'm currently reading that I'm going to need to attempt to finish in July. One book is actually just a strict carryover from my June TBR. I did not get to Garden of the Moon at all by Steven Erikson. This is part of an epic fantasy series, and this will be continuing into July. I really have to prioritize this one though, because I want to purchase some special editions of this book. The special editions I would like to own are being published by The Broken Binding, and I really want to make sure I love this series before I commit to buying special editions of this series, so this is priority number one for sure. In the month of July, I will also be taking part in Jane Austen July, and this is something I like to do when I have the time every year. A lot of people here on BookTube will read Jane Austen books together. I forget which book of Jane Austen's novels is the one that's like the official book club book for the month. I'm going to be skipping that this year just because I have so much other stuff that I'm wanting to read, but I do have 4 books that are Jane Austen related that I would like to try to read during the month. One is a book of her own writing, and that is Love and Friendship and Other Youthful Writings. This one is the Penguin Clothbound edition, and this has some of her like novellas, short stories, things that she didn't quite finish. So this is the works of hers that I'm trying to get to. Then we have a very small nonfiction book, and this is Jane Austen and Her World by Josephine Ross. I purchased this book when I was in London, and I bought this at the National Portrait Gallery, and I have not had a chance to read it yet, but this is very short, so it should be very doable. Then we have a book I've attempted to read a few times. I just haven't been able to commit getting all the way through ever, and that's All Things Austen, a concise encyclopedia of Austen's world by Kristen Olsen. Maybe this will be the year that I get through this. It's not like I haven't finished it because I haven't enjoyed it. I do like it. I just, for one reason or another, every time I pick this up, never get further than like 30 or so pages in. And then lastly, we have another nonfiction, and that is Jane Austen's memoir. Well, it's called A Memoir of Jane Austen. This is published by the Folio Society, and the author is J.E. Austen Lee, who I believe was Jane Austen's nephew, and this is a memoir about her by a family member. For Jane Austen July, there's all these different prompts and things that you can include in your time during reading during the month, but I follow these very lightly. And so there are some other Jane Austen books I could potentially read. I'm thinking I'm actually going to vlog the week that I'm reading all of Jane Austen's books, or all these Jane Austen centered books. Let me know if you guys are interested in a vlog centered around that. I know there's other prompts like reading books that are retellings of some of her novels, and I may try to incorporate a couple of those in, maybe as like audiobooks or something during that week. I need to do a little bit more research, but there is a book actually coming out. 2 books I'm considering trying to maybe get the audiobooks for. One of them does come out in July, so it's kind of perfect timing. But the 2 books I would like to try to get a hold of as audiobooks through my library, if I have the opportunity to, are Jane Austen's Bookshelf, which this is a newish release. It's a nonfiction book. And then we have Miss Caroline Bingley. This is the one that comes out in July, and this is the one that is a retelling or something kind of like based off of one of her novels. And I mentioned this book and talked about it in my new releases for July, which I guess we can kind of jump into right now. I was going to wait until the end, but I'll just go ahead and go into it right now. In the month of July, there are 10 new releases that I'm personally interested in reading, probably not this month, but at some point in the future. But I would always like to include a few new releases in my TBR every month. If you want to see all 10 books, go ahead and check out my July new anticipated releases. But I think the 4 that I would like to roughly try to attempt to get to, all this just depends on if my library has access to them with audiobooks, are Miss Caroline Bingley, The Woman in Suite 11, Jamaica Road, and Make Your Way Home. There are others as well. Like I mentioned, there's 10 altogether in the month, and it's really just going to be a luck game of which ones I read as which ones become available, and I can slot in within the rest of my TBR. I think this book might be about Xenia, is one that I am on the holds list. I'm like first on the holds list actually for this one, but it's not an audiobook. I wish they had an audiobook for it. This is an ebook, so We'll see. So that's a look into the new releases that I'm going to attempt to read in the month of July. I'm also attempting to read down my TBR. I think right now it's almost at like 120 books, and so I'm trying to get that down to under 100 as soon as possible so I can start a TBR project that I want to do, but it's going to probably take me a few more months. So let's get into the physical books from my TBR that I'm going to attempt to read, besides the ones I already mentioned for Jane Austen July. I won a giveaway by the imprint Quite Literally Books recently, and they publish like forgotten American women novels. I was so happy to be able to receive these. I think they're so beautiful. There's 3 books that came in this set, and it's The Homemaker by Dorothy Canfield Fisher. We have The Pink House by Nelia Gardner White and Plum Bun by Jessie Redmond Fawcett. I definitely want to pick up one of these in July, but which one, I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm kind of leaning towards Plum Bun, but I'm not sure. I may put this, okay, what I'm actually going to do is put this up as a poll on my Instagram stories today. So as of when you're seeing this video go up, which should be Sunday the 29th, you can go ahead and vote on which of the 3 you think that I should read. So The Pink House is, I'll read you the back of each one so you can have an idea and not base them just off the title or cover. So The Pink House is, I suppose I do not remember these conversations as clearly as I put them down, but I do remember much of that beginning of my life in the Grange. Some impressions I received those first days were true ones, some were false indeed. I sensed something strange, hot, secretive, even evil in the household. But how strange, how hot, how secret, how evil, I did not, of course, know. Sounds so good, right? And then we have The Homemaker by Dorothy Canfield Fisher. A profound depression came upon her. These were the moments in a mother's life about which nobody ever warned you, about which everybody kept a deceitful silence. The fine books and the speakers who had so much to say about the sacredness of maternity, they never told you that there were moments of arid, clear insight when you saw helplessly that your children would never measure up to your standard, never would be really close to you because they were not your kind of human beings, because they were not your children, but merely other human beings for whom you were responsible. How solitary it made you feel. And lastly, we have Plum Bun by Jessie Redmond Fawcett. This one says, and she began to wonder which was the more important, a patent insistence on the fact of a color or an acceptance of the good things of life which could come to you in America if either you were not colored or the fact of your racial connections was not made known. So yes, go onto my Bookstagram, which I will have linked in the description box, and help vote so that I can figure out which one of these I'm going to add to my July TBR. Then I have 2 other books that I acquired recently. One was a pre-order from like months ago, and I've been looking forward to getting this book in the mail for so long, and it's A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is the second book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I'm going to be doing a book haul soon at some point, so I can show you guys like what books I've acquired over the last 6 months. I feel like it's a very respectable number. It's nothing like super crazy, but I haven't had a chance to properly share this with you guys yet, and I don't think I've even posted this on my Bookstagram yet because I have not had a chance to edit that reel yet, but you guys get a sneak peek of it here first, I guess. But I'm going to be trying to continue on with this series. Another book I acquired recently was Babylonia by Costanza Casati. I really enjoyed Clytemnestra, and I've been looking forward to this book all year. It's one of my most anticipated books actually this year. I just have not gotten to it yet, and so I figured if I acquired it, maybe it would force me to prioritize it. And this book is a historical fiction book. It takes place in Babylonia, and it's following like the politics and viciousness of ancient Syria, and it's following like war, diplomacy. Costanza brings together myth and ancient history to give Sarah Semiramis, the only female ruler of the Assyrian Empire, a voice, charting her captivating ascent to a throne no one promised her. And the sprayed edges on both of these books are beautiful, so you know we just have to have a moment for these. Okay, so let's go through, last but not least, all of the holds that I currently have on Libby that I think may come through during the month of July. You know, sometimes some weights can really vary. It can be available soon where I'm at in line. It could be weeks out of the way. So the ones that I think are most likely to come through in the month of July, I'll share with you guys. So we have Wearing the Lion by John Wiswell. This is like a Hercules retelling on that myth. Oh, I forgot one book actually that is a physical book that I own, and that's Immaculate Conception by Ling Ling Huang. This is the cover for that one right here. I won this book as well in the month of June in a giveaway on Instagram. I'm somehow won 2 Instagram giveaways. This is probably a record for anybody, and that means I probably have good luck right now, and I should go play the lottery or something, because winning Instagram giveaways is very rare. But I do have the audiobook for that as well, so that's for sure going to be a read for me for next month. I don't remember too much about what that one was about. I think it has something to do with like AI or some sort of like robotic, scientific, futuristic thing. The author also wrote Natural Beauty, which was a book that I read before, and it made me interested in picking up another book by that author. I mentioned before this, as far as new releases, I'll probably get this book. I'll probably get access to this book. Might be about Xenia, because the wait right now is saying about 3 weeks, so I should get this before the end of July. The same as Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, and then this book might be about Xenia, is written by Brittany Morris, I forgot to mention. And then we have Red Sea Under Red Skies. This is the second book in a series by Scott Lynch. Okay, so confession is I checked this book out as an audiobook once before. I just didn't get to it, so now I had to get back on the holds list, and I've been on the holds list for a long time. So we will get that one, hopefully. Well, it's saying right now 3 weeks. And then we have 2 other ones that are about 4 weeks out. So there's a good chance I'll at least get access to them in July. Will I check them out? We'll see. Time will only tell. We have Meet Me at the Crossroads by Megan Giddings. She also wrote Lakewood, and I enjoyed that one back in the day when that one came out. And this was about 2 brilliant sisters and what happens when their bond, when a mysterious and possibly perilous new world beckons. And then we have another new release. This just came out, I think, like a week ago. And that's The Girls Who Grew Big by Leila Motley. This one follows a group of teenage mothers in a small town on the Florida Panhandle. So hopefully those are enough books to fill my month. I mean, you know, if I can squeeze even more in, I will, but I probably will not read all of these. I'm going to read as many as I can, though, and that's all that I can do. Let me know which of these books you guys think that I should prioritize in the month of July, and if there's anything that you're especially looking forward to reading next month. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps my channel out so much, especially as I'm trying to return back to YouTube regularly with 2 videos a week for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!